What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today I'm bringing you guys the long awaited unit review of Ike. A lot of you guys requested me to do this, but last week I had a lot of college work and I felt sick as well, so I apologize for the delay. So let's begin, and in this video I will be telling you guys how good Ike is, and if you decide to use him, I will also be telling you if it's easy or hard to level him up to level 40, and I will also be taking a look at some of his best skill inheritance options, and we will also take a look at his best teammates who can support him and some of his counters which you should watch out for when you're using him. So Ike is the second best sword unit in the game right now because of his signature weapon Ragnell and his high attack stat. We will be taking a look at his level 40 stats. His HP stat is decent for an infantry sword unit. It definitely is enough for making him a bulky unit with his defense stat. So Ike is pretty beefy. His attack is high and he hits really hard. Having high attack stat is good for him as he has got his passive skill Heavy Blade, and this high attack stat allows him to abuse his niche even further. So if you get a plus attack IV Ike, that's just really the best, and you're definitely very lucky as you will be able to use him at his maximum potential. His speed stat is decent, but it doesn't really allow him to double too many units. And after skill inheritance mechanic, a lot of the units commonly run skills like Fury and Life and Death, and that does boost their speed, so it's hard for Ike to double them with this kind of speed stat. Don't get me wrong, his speed stat is good in the sense that it prevents him from getting doubled by a lot of the popular units like Sharina and Kagero. But if the speed stat was higher, Ike would have been a much better unit as speed stat is very important in Fire Emblem games. His defense stat is equivalent to an armored unit like Effie, and his defense stat is absolutely fantastic, and with his speed stat and HP stat he can easily function as a physical tank. That's the main thing Ike has over Ryoma. His resistance stat is low, so mages will definitely obliterate him. However, Ike can even take a hit from a plus attack Nino who has got Life and Death and has got standard boost from Erika or Ephraim, and then Ike can retaliate back after taking a hit and kill Nino in a single hit. However, keep in mind that if Nino is in her desperation range, Ike will be dying. So Ike with his low resistance can definitely check some green mages like Nino, Julia and Soren, and some red mages like Sanaki and Lina, and kill them with a single hit after taking a hit from them. His raw rating is 158, which is pretty good, and his weapon is Ragnell, which has got distant counter skill built into it, and this allows him to retaliate back to every attack unless the opponent has got Fire Sweep Bow Plus or Wind Sweep skill. His slot A passive skill is Heavy Blade, which is a new skill exclusive to Ike, and this skill accelerates his special trigger cooldown by 1 every time Ike lands a hit on a unit, and if he has got 1 point higher attack than the opposing unit. It's a very useful skill and works extremely well with his default special Ether and Luna. His slot B passive skill is Sword Breaker, and this pretty much lets him one round KO a lot of popular units in the metagame such as Lucina, Karel, Marth and Ryoma. Ike already destroys green units, and with Sword Breaker skill, he's able to win against a lot of the popular red units which you will find in Arena, so it makes his matchup chart better. His special skill is Ether, and this has got amazing synergy with his Heavy Blade skill, and even though Ether is a 5-turn cooldown special, Ike is able to abuse it quite well with the help of Heavy Blade. So this skill not only gives him additional damage output but also heals him, and a strong and tanky unit like Ike definitely appreciates this skill. Ike will usually be compared to Ryoma. Ryoma is also easier to pull compared to Ike as of right now thanks to the Hero Fest banner and its boosted focus rate. Both of them have got pretty similar stats and weapon functionality, but Ryoma is marginally better than Ike due to having higher speed, and this lets him be more versatile as he can run skills like Life and Death, and he can even run sets with Desperation, something which I cannot do. And Ryoma is also a much better magic check due to having higher resistance than Ike. And if you haven't noticed so far, the metagame is heavily mage oriented, and it will become even more mage oriented after the next voting gauntlet banners drop, so Ryoma can be a pretty good magical check in that regard. Ike on the other hand has got better defense stat and longevity compared to Ryoma, so both of them are neck to neck. However, Ryoma is just slightly better compared to Ike. Ike is still a very good unit. Out of the box he is fantastic and he has got a synergetic kit right from the start, and like I said, he is the second best sword unit in the game, so he's very much worthy of your team's red slot. As for leveling him up, it's gonna be relatively easy as he has got distant counter skill built into his weapon. However, he will struggle against the blue units, so what I did was that I used a Merrick while leveling up Ike, and Merrick is not strong enough to one-shot blue units, so he would often weaken up blue units and then Ike would proceed to take care of them and get the experience. Now I know that not everyone has got a Merrick, but what I'm saying is that you should use a green unit who cannot one-shot blue units but soften them for Ike so he can proceed to kill the weakened blue units and get more experience. Now let's move on to his best skill inheritance options. He has got two main sets. For this set, his slot A skill and his special should be his default skill, and for slot B you want to give him quick riposte, and you can even give him quick riposte 2 from a 4-star Tsubaki or a 4-star client. The difference is quite marginal between quick riposte 3 and quick riposte 2, so it's up to you and the availability of your units, and this skill is perfect for a tanky unit like Ike who often struggles to double a lot of units. For his slot C, you want to give him threaten attack from a 4-star Hawkeye, as it will help him use his heavy blade skill more because he's going to be lowering opponent's attack stat, and threaten defense from a 4-star Perry is also a good slot C option if you end up with a plus attack Ike. For his assist skill, you want to either run reposition or swap. Reposition is a godly assist skill, while swap works really well with tanky units like Ike, who can swap places with allies and put himself in the attacking range of the enemy. Now here's the thing about the special skill, you can either run Ether if you want to give Ike a form of recovery, or you can give him Luna if you want him to win more matchups. As you can see, these are the matchup chart of Ike with both of these skills. Luna does give him more kills in the enemy phase, however Ether gives him longevity, so it's up to your preference. For a Sacred Seal, you always want to use attack plus 1 for a unit like Ike. The total cost of this build is 1020 SP. So let's move on to the second set for Ike. This allows Ike to function as a magic check due to Vantage, because he has got a lot of power and he can one-shot a lot of the range units. For his slot A, you want to give him Fury from a 4-star Hinata. This does give him more offensive and defensive power. For slot B, you of course want to give him Vantage from a 4-star Lanku or a 4-star Reinhardt, and this lets him destroy ranged units when he is within the range of this skill. For his slot C, you want to go with Threaten Speed from a 4-star Selena, as after the debuff, it allows him to win more matchups compared to Threaten Defense, as you can see by the matchup chart here. But Threaten Defense is also a very valid option for him, so it's up to you if you want to have more matchup wins or if you want to do more damage. For his special, you want to go with his default Luna skill, as he does not have Heavy Blade anymore, so there's no point in running Ether. Now for his assist skill, it depends on the IVs of your Ike. So if you have a minus HP IV Ike, then you should be running Ardent Sacrifice from a 3-star Florina. Otherwise, if you have got a neutral IV or a high HP IV Ike, you should be going with Reciprocal Aid. The reason behind this is that after one Ardent Sacrifice, Ike falls into the Vantage range if he's minus HP IV. If he's not, then he will not be falling into the Vantage range with only one Ardent Sacrifice, so that's why you will have to run Reciprocal Aid instead. If you think having a skill like Ardent Sacrifice or Reciprocal Aid is a bit too redundant with a skill like Fury, you can even run Swap or Reposition, so it's up to you. And for a Sacred Seal, you want to run Attack plus 1, and the total cost of this build is 1800 SP. So let's take a look at some of his best teammates who can support him. Magic checks like Julia and Kagero have got good synergy with Ike, and Julia is not only able to check blue mages and green mages if she's running green Tomebreaker, but she can provide passive recovery to Ike with Breath of Life if he's running the quick riposte set. Kagero is also another great magic check who can be run with Ike. Strong green units make it easier for Ike by taking out the blue units, which are very prevalent in the metagame, and units like Hector not only take out the lance users, but they can also take care of the blue mages like Reinhardt. Rally defense and rally resistance users help Ike take hits much better, and they enhance his bulk, and Hun attack allies help Ike abuse his heavy blade skill even more. His counters mainly are blue units and strong mages. Both can blow back Ike into another dimension. Common red units in the metagame who run Sword Breaker will also make it quite annoying for Ike and will prevent him from double attacking with his quick riposte set. So watch out for these units, and that is gonna conclude my unit review of Ike. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and tomorrow Xander's Grand Hero Battle is coming up, so I'll be working on his unit review as well. So if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and share this video with all their friends who are interested in using Ike. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Fight for my friends, fight for my friends, fight for my friends, fight for my friends. I fight for my friends.